That is it.
Carry on. Just trying to
This
connect.
small one.
Where is it?
Sorry. Must be national Nigerian Youth Movement. This one. It's two. Can I finish one first? This one will finish. I will switch to the other one. It's two.
Okay, let me just open the other one as well. This one, right?
I think it will not finish. Better. Is it time?
Yeah, this 12.
12 years. I'm using this or I can manipulate. Okay. Why don't you close the gas?
They are not saying all this. Everything on the screen, they are not except only this.
We can leave this one. Okay, no problem. This one is small. It's okay.
I should
Leave it there. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Are you people there? Good morning, students. Good afternoon, students. It's afternoon now. I hope you are enjoying yourself. I can see it. It's my class, so first year. It's government. Okay, you can hear. I feel Suleiman. How are you getting on over there? The Ire Oluwa is there. Thank Nuruddin. Faisal. Who again? Nasir. Nuruddin. Ireolua. Faisal. What of Mahfouza? I've not seen him. Okay, let's go straight to the point. Thank you for being there. This is SS3 art class. And its government, the topic for today, we are still dealing on development of political parties in Nigeria. That's where we stopped in our last lesson. Okay, we are going to see, we discussed Nigerian National Democratic Party in our last lesson. We talked about their activities, which centered in Lagos. We discussed about the activities of Herbert Macaulay towards forming the political parties. We talked about the elective principle of the Clifford Constitution that gave them the right for the formation of associations and political parties. Today we are going to look into another topic, Nigerian youth movement. Nigerian youth movement. Nigerian youth movement. The Nigerian Youth Movement was formed in 1934 by the students and graduates of King's College, Lagos, led by Dr. J.C. Vaughan, H.O. Davis, Ernest Ikoli, and Samuel Akinsanya. It was initially known as Lagos Youth Movement. That was the name before it changed to Nigerian Youth Movement. It was Lagos Youth Movement when they started this association. Then the name later changed to the famous Nigerian Youth Movement when the prominent members like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Bafemi Awolowo, Akintola, Kufa Aboyemi, Mobolaji Bank Anthony, and so on and so forth joined the association. But the organization, it changed its name to Nigerian Youth Movement and not Lagos Youth Movement. They started it as Lagos Youth Movement. Mostly the Yorubas formed it, the Yoruba people then. When other people from different ethnic backgrounds joined, it changed to Nigerian Youth Movement to give it that national outlook. Okay, that was how the party started. The party had a national outlook based on the composition of what its members. When you see the names on the screen, you know that these people are not a particular tribe. They are Nigerians, and they are the nationalists among the Nigerians who want to make sure that their country is free from what? External influence. They tried in so many ways to make sure that they maintain sanity in their country through these political parties, to make sure that they push the colonial masters out of the country. Don't write yet, you will get it in your YouTube and then you will write. The better you listen and pay attention to the lesson. Just listen, pay attention to the lesson. Okay, thank you very much. Let's continue. We are dealing with, in case you are joining us, we are discussing on the development of political parties in Nigeria. Nigerian Youth Movement precisely. And we said that it started at Lagos Youth Movement. Yes. Most of their members were Dr. J.C. Vaughan, H.O. Davis, Ernest Ikoli, Samuel Akinsanya, and so many others. The movement later on changed to Nigerian Youth Movement in 1934. Yes, changed to Nigerian Youth Movement when some other prominent members joined the association. Yes, the party had a national outlook based on the composition of its members. Ikman Ajemdin is government to, yes. That's the first slide. Adedeji, that's the first slide, yes. The structure of the Nigerian Youth Movement, there was an executive committee comprising president, secretary, and other officers. The highest organ was the National Convention, which was responsible for appointing national officers, approval of the Constitution, and resolution on party policies and what activities. Okay, there was an executive committee. We're talking about the yes, the Nigerian Youth Movement, the structure. There was an executive committee comprising president, secretary, and other officers. The highest organ was the National Convention, which was responsible for appointing national officers, approval of the Constitution, and resolutions on party policies and activities. The party was primarily a Lagos affair, although had branches all over the country. National headquarters was based in Lagos. It had a newspaper organ called Daily Service. The national headquarters was based in Lagos. You know, the Lagos party before it changed to Nigerian Youth Movement, still based in Lagos. So it had a national newspaper organ called the Daily Service. This party took over from the Nigerian National Democratic Party. When this party came up, they were able to challenge the Nigerian National Democratic Party later on, which led to the collapse of the Nigerian National Democratic Party, and they took over the affairs of Lagos politics. Yes. It had a newspaper organ called the Daily Service. Through this Daily Service, it's just like a sensitization organ, whereby they educate the masses on what is going on, the evils of colonialism, and the reasons why they should. The paper raised the consciousness of the Nigerians, yes, during that time. The movement, some of their objectives. Complete independence within the British Empire. Their major concern is to use this medium to create awareness, to raise the consciousness of Nigerians towards fighting forward colonial against the colonial masters, so that the country will have their independence. The unification of ethnic groups in Nigeria through this party, they use it to unify most of the ethnic groups. You can see in the association or the movement, we have people from different ethnic groups made up of the Nigerian Youth Movement. They are being united. We help them to do what? Fight the colonial masters and gain their what? Independence. They cannot achieve it by dividing themselves. They can only achieve it when they are united. That means united we stand. That is the reason why the association was powerful during their time. Then voting rights for all adult citizens. Voting rights as of then was like limited franchise, property franchise, income franchise. But this time they want it to be for all adult citizens who are qualified to vote, that they should take part in the voting. Compulsory and free education for all. They have suffered setback in terms of education. So this time they want it to be a compulsory and free what? Education for everybody. All encompassing. Nigerians need to be educated so that they will not be lagging behind in some issues about their country. Through this party, they wake up they raise the awareness, consciousness of Nigerians to take part in the governance of their country. Promotion of public enlightenment, social and educational awareness, separation of the judiciary from the what? Executives. They merged it together during the colonial days, but this time they want judiciary to be on their separate, executive to control the affairs of government, concerned with the formation of policies and programs for good governance. But the judiciary will focus on the interpretation of the laws, punishment of lawbreakers and offenders, to pressurize the government to award scholarship to the youth to study abroad. Most of our youth are great people with intelligence, and they are wasting because they don't have opportunity to attend to schools. So through this medium, they say they use it to pressurize the government to give scholarship to deserving students to study abroad, to demand better pay for Africans in the civil service. Even they want African civil service to be Africans in nature, not Europeans in the other way around. So those civil servants working with the Africans, the civil service, they want better pay for them. Better payment. Consider that this issue of payment or increase in payment is ongoing everywhere. It started from the time immemorial up to today. We are still battling about increment in pay of the civil service. To see that more use are made of Africans in the administrative branch of the public service. It was all Europeans affairs. Then Africanization of the civil service. We may encourage more Africans to take part in the world's day-to-day activities of their people and running the affairs of government of their people. Some of the objectives of the Nigerian youth movement. Do you have any question on that? Any question on the objectives of the Nigerian youth movement? Put your hair something very well. This one said that she cannot hear. Maybe she's not putting it well. That's the person. Igma. Now, James Dean, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Okay, that's very nice. I hope you are following.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
If there is any question.
Any question for now?
No, sir.
This one. Not this one.
This one.
Hafiz. Any question?
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
No, nothing, sir.
Are you?
No, nothing, man. Nothing, sir.
Eh?
Nothing, sir.
Are you sure you are listening?
I'm listening, sir.
Okay. One. I need attention. Miriam. Okay. Miriam Shehu. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I hope you are following.
Yes.
Do you have question?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, thank you. Okay, we are discussing Nigerian youth movement, one of the political parties in Nigeria, First Republic. The party was financed mainly through party levies and donations. The finance of the movement, mostly from where? Party levies and what? Donations. I don't like it in slide. Can you what? I prefer it the other way around.
Me your slide.
I don't want it in slideshow. I prefer it in the other way around. Thank you.
I won't see it properly. Okay, let me do this one. Hold on.
Okay. They can see it very well. Thank you.
I want to question this.
Okay, I can use this. Okay.
So we can continue.
Okay. Let's stop somewhere. I'm very soon I'll finish this one. That's the only source of finance through party donations and levies from their members. the achievement of the Nigerian youth movement. The movement won all the 3 elective seats allocated to Lagos in the Legislative Council. No, this is the party that challenged the Nigerian National Democratic Party, which took over the Lagos affairs then. Then this one came up and pushed them out and took over the Lagos Legislative Council. It promoted Nigerian unity and national consciousness. Through this party, many prominent nationalists in Nigeria joined forces together to fight the colonial masters so that they can gain their independence. Through their newspaper organ, they were able to enlighten Nigerians, educate Nigerians on the way forward. Nigerian youth movement gave birth to modern nationalism in Nigeria. It was modern in nature based on the outlook of people or the nature of the people that were in Nigerian youth movement. The Nigerian youth movement set the machinery in motion for the political emancipation of Nigeria, made Nigeria to gain their independence through their activity, nationalist activities, which wake up the consciousness of Nigerians towards self-rule. These are some of the achievements of the Nigerian youth movement. There are so many of them. Yes, do you have any question? You can type it on Nigerian youth movement. Some of you are chatting unnecessarily. Make sure you are in line with what you are doing. Okay. The movement later collapsed. Despite their achievement, they were able to do what? They were unable to carry themselves to the promised land the way they want due to certain things. Number one, the election crisis between the supporters of Samuel Akinsanya and Ernest Ikoli factionized the party. These 2 big wigs, they were contesting one position or the other in their party. And based on this, the party was like in factions. Some people were for this man, the other one were for the other one. Based on this, united we stand, divided we fall. All this made the party to do what? To collapse.